Hello everyone and welcome to my Wealth Odyssey. This is the portfolio update for January 2026. I'm trying to go from being a small investor and growing my portfolio so I can achieve my dreams of financial freedom through building a long-term investment portfolio. I started with nothing at the beginning of 2025. It's amazing how quickly time flies. So 1 year into the journey, and I made my first deposit into my stocks and shares ISA in April of that year. I have lofty ambitions and I would love to be able to grow my net worth from nothing to £1 billion and document it all on the channel. As always, none of this is financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes, and investing in anything carries risk, so please do your own research. This is just what I'm doing. So just as a reminder, we finished December with a closing balance of £18,962.08, which was an overall portfolio profit of just under £3,000 for the year. At the beginning of January, I invested another £1,000 into the account, bringing my total invested amount to £17,000. You can see that on screen that I want to add £500 minimum per month, and I'm hoping for a 15% predicted annual return as well. So at this stage, I should have invested £8,500. So to actually have that doubled at this early stage is a fantastic start to my journey. Okay, so let's have a look at the comings and goings in January in the portfolio. You'll see there at the bottom of the screen, I've now separated out the stocks where I have actually sold my initials and I'm letting the free money ride. So that is D-Wave, IonQ and Rigetti Computing. Psychologically, I really like having free money now, so it makes the volatility to the upside and downside now a little bit easier to stomach. And indeed, these stocks have taken a bit of a pounding over the last 2 or 3 months. You can see at the top of the screen, I've invested another £500 into Inflection, bringing my total invested to £1,500. It's another quantum pure play, and I think they have a very bright future. In terms of other positions, and I will talk about these in a little bit more detail shortly, I've added £500 to Xanadu, which is another quantum computing play using photonics, and I've added another £500 to BigBear.AI. You also see a new line in the table, and that is the ultimate monthly income pie. Now, what is that? Well, essentially, Trading 212 allows people to create pies. A pie on Trading 212 is a way of organising and investing into a collection of stocks or ETFs that you treat as one portfolio. So basically, each holding represents a slice of the pie. Instead of buying each investment separately, you define the percentage targets for each slice and then you put your money in, and Trading 212 distributes it automatically according to those targets. The reason why I've been looking at Trading 212 pies is because I got a helpful comment on one of my previous videos. So I'm clearly looking at, in my videos, specific companies, and I love doing the research into emerging markets and emerging companies and technologies and things like that. But also there's part of me that wants to have things a little bit more simple as well, almost like a set it and forget it kind of mentality. Also, by investing in specific stocks, I'm very high up on the risk curve. Now, I'm treating these companies as long-term investments. However, will all of them make it? Probably not. So I'm going to make some mistakes along the way. So to diversify my risk, I think it's probably wise that I also start allocating part of my money to investments that are income generating, that are more stable, and that hopefully I can grow my wealth over time. So when looking into the Trading 212 pies, the actual community can actually create their own pies and share them with people. So you can kind of copy and then customize those pies as well. So with some of these community shared portfolios, I understand that I'm not the cleverest person in the room. And I've been doing my research into trying to find the portfolio that kind of fits with my ethos and my long-term vision. So the pie I've decided to follow along with and copy is the Ultimate Monthly Income Pie. And it's designed to provide a steady stream of monthly income through a diversified mix of income funds, option strategies, commodities, and high-yield investments. It balances growth and income with a moderate risk level, aiming to be less volatile than the broader market. The pie structure supports long-term compounding while offering regular payments, making it suitable for those seeking consistent income. So I've been doing my research and I'm choosing to follow along with this pie. This guy called Stan, the cash flow king on Twitter, is incredibly knowledgeable about different funds and has tried out lots of different tools and instruments to maximize wealth. So I'm just going to use it as a test and I'm going to follow along with this pie. In terms of the split allocation, you can see there on screen that certain things are held in JP Morgan's Growth and Income Fund. There's income shares, Main Street Capital. So there's actually 16 different slices within the pie that I'll be contributing to automatically each week. And then monthly, I'll be receiving dividends that will be automatically reinvested into my pie. So I'm hoping to have that snowball effect and growing my income and wealth for the future, as well as still doing some stock picking on the side. Other notable things that happened in January, well, there was a huge surge for Rich Tech Robotics, which is one of the companies that I hold, and that is because of a partnership with Microsoft. So the actual stock jumped 45%, which is absolutely incredible during a very difficult month, and really just shows the power of Rich Tech Robotics, and I think they're well placed for the future. Unbelievably though, in early February, most of that, in fact all of that price surge has been removed. But still, I think that the partnership just shows the longevity and the strength of the company and the kind of things that we can expect in the future. So as I've previously mentioned, I've invested in 4 pure play quantum approaches to quantum computing. And I've added a 5th. So I'm also now invested into Xanadu. And Xanadu actually approaches quantum computing from a different standpoint. And they are looking at it from a photonic angle. And the reason why I find this quite interesting is because in terms of a way of doing quantum computing, they can actually run at room temperature. They also have Aurora, which is the world's first modular networked photonic quantum computer. And AMD have a strategic investment in the company as well. Their use cases include cancer therapy research and aerospace simulation, and they have an aggressive roadmap towards a utility-scale quantum computer by 2028-2029, which really isn't far away. Quantum computing is moving really fast, and photonics may play a much bigger role than many investors realise. But again, we're just going to have to wait and see. It's another investment where I will be drip feeding money into. And they are another SPAC merger. So again, I imagine that they will be merging in the first quarter of this year. But given that quantum stocks are retracing by huge amounts at the moment, I think that this is a company that's going under the radar. So it's one I'm excited about. And yeah, I quite like that it's under the radar and people aren't really talking about quantum computing very much at the moment, like they have done in 2025. So it's a really great opportunity for me to pick up some shares, and we'll just see how things turn out. So the other company I've invested into is BigBear.AI. There's been a retracement from their all-time highs, and they are a US technology company that builds and delivers AI-driven decision intelligence and advanced analytics software for mission-critical environments like national security, defence, intelligence and government sectors, as well as in broader industries like supply chain, manufacturing and security operations. Its platforms use AI and machine learning to help organisations process large volumes of data, improve situational awareness and support real-time decision-making. And it's seen some really big growth with contracts with federal agencies and strategic acquisitions while expanding into commercial applications. So on screen you can see some of the areas taken from their website that they are actually actively involved with. The digital identity management is quite interesting because they have been deployed into quite a number of airports in the US for people coming into the country. And with the World Cup that's happening in 2026, and you've also got the Olympic Games in 2028, potentially you could see Big Bear being used across more airports in the future and being more firmly integrated into national security. The world is quite unpredictable at the moment, so companies that are looking at homeland and border security and defence and using AI intelligence, I think probably have a very good runway for the coming years. And could BigBear.AI be one of those companies that becomes a big powerhouse within the US, a little bit like Palantir? Potentially, yes. But we'll just have to wait and see, what contracts they get and the acquisitions that they actually make as well. But I like the things that I'm seeing with this company. So yeah, let's wait and see. But again, another long-term hold for me. Okay, so let's have a quick look at where we actually ended up at the end of January. Well, I had a closing balance of £18,206.22. So that was a third month in a row where I've had a paper loss, and this time it was about £1,700, bringing my overall portfolio profit to £1,200. But as I say, the tech stocks across the board, essentially, including the biggest companies in the world, took a big beating in the last couple of months. So, yep, I believe in my stock picks for the long term. And yeah, we'll just keep saving and keep investing and keep moving forward. So on the screen now is the investing journey graph. You can see in red is my estimated invested, and the orange line is the actual invested. So I'm well above where I should be in terms of investing and saving. And I'm hoping to keep up with investing more than the £500 a month that I initially set for this journey. So in terms of my month end figure, you can see the green line is the portfolio value. So after some months where we're going vertically, we are certainly coming back down after 3 months of losses, and we are coming down towards the orange invested line. So on screen now you see my favourite table. So this is just a bit of fun, but this is the predicted stocks and shares ISA balance distribution holders in the UK. And with a closing balance of just over £18,000, once again, I remain in that fourth to bottom row. It feels like I've been there for quite a number of months now, but yeah, hopefully in the future we can start accelerating up the table a little bit further if the wider economy plays ball and my companies continue to make good acquisitions and secure some good contracts. I really hope your portfolios have stood up well in January after a tough month with some of the biggest stocks in the world selling off. And maybe we do see continued downside for the coming months before a new Fed chair comes in and potential rate cuts and the expansion of the economy. So let's see what February brings. Dig a dagger.